Welcome back to Studio F. We're on Fast Times Willy B. We were reviewing Love Hurts. Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Russell!
Welcome back to Fast Times Willy B. I'm Willy B. I've got Rosie with me. Rosie, how you doing?
Pretty good.
So we will be reviewing Love Hurts, the latest Valentine's Day themed action comedy to hit the theaters. We've got in the director's chair Jonathan Esubio, relatively unknown by me. So this is the first movie of his I've watched. But cast-wise, we've got some big names.
Yeah, we do.
We got
for
Kate
sure.
Kwan. We got Marshawn Lynch. We got Leo Tipton, who I love in Crazy Stupid Love. We've got Mustafa Shakir. We've got Daniel Wu. We've got Ariana DeBose. So just a lot of names in this movie that are names I'd like to see on the screen. So definitely expect to have a good time with that. But we'll start with the good. Good-wise, a lot of the action choreography I'd throw in the good.
Yes.
I didn't think there was enough action for this action movie, but when we do get action, it's usually pretty good.
I was really impressed. I liked it. I don't particularly enjoy action movies, but I like that this one had the comedy aspect to it, and it isn't like strictly action. Like there's other things to it, so I enjoyed it, and I do like a little. So I thought it was well done. I enjoyed what we got.
I was talking to Corey about this. You know, Kwan's not going to sign on to bad action. He was a stunt coordinator. Corey was telling me how he did a lot of the stunt coordination for the X-Men movies, which was pretty cool to find out. But he's obviously been in a lot of movies as an actor, but behind the scenes, he's also had a huge impact in movies. And so, he's not going to sign on to bad action. I thought his acting was really good too. I didn't really have any gripes with the acting. I enjoyed Kwan. I enjoyed DeBose. I enjoyed Sean Astin in his limited cameo type role.
Yeah.
Shakir was really good. He
I
played
loved
the Raven.
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch
He's
was Marshawn
hilarious.
Lynch. Yeah.
He's so funny, and he's been in other movies too before, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he's hilarious.
I will say the comedy didn't land too much for me, but Marshawn Lynch's comedy.
Yeah, I just think
was the best comedy in the movie.
I think he's just a funny person in general.
Yeah.
And I seen on TikTok today he does an advertisement now, and I just think he's funny. He's very very personable. He's just a down to earth guy. His comedy landed for me.
Yeah. Other things in the good. I mean, this movie was shot very well. It looked good. Like I said, especially with the action sequences, I thought they all looked good. There was some aesthetic to the film, especially when we're in the final location, which is his brother's lair almost. Yeah. I thought that was the arcade.
I love the look of that.
I was gonna say the arcades and machines all over the place. The action was great in that scene. That was probably the best action in the movie, and a movie that had a lot of pretty good action. The two scenes that stuck out the most to me were definitely the house scene when they're
at Marvin's house.
No.
Oh.
The scene when
when he's at the house that he's trying to sell.
Yeah.
Got you.
The showdown between the Raven and then Marshawn Lynch and his other goon. And then obviously the final showdown between the brothers and the goons that he puts on him. I thought those were both really well done.
I love the one at Marvin's house, that action sequence. I just thought it was funny. Using the different putting him in a fridge and throwing the fridge.
I like the way that scene was shot, from the perspective of the microwave, from the perspective of the fridge. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was different.
And then he shoved it in the fridge. That was funny.
Yeah, I really liked that, and then they made it to the backyard, and I really enjoyed that sequence.
Yeah. Yeah, but it wasn't a terrible movie. There wasn't a lot of good, but there was some good. The action was fun.
I also like the scenes, going back to how it was filmed and the aesthetic of the movie. I like anytime they get in the car and go real fast. I don't know, you see him peeling out and like all these big fancy expensive cars. I just like the way those look too.
Yeah.
Very action.
Anything else for you in the good?
Not right now, but maybe if we, you know how I like to keep talking and it might pop into my head.
So we'll hop over to the meh.
Mm-hmm.
In the meh, I would just put the story.
I didn't
hate it, but it was a convoluted mess. There was a lot going on.
Yeah, I thought so too.
At moments it's hard to follow, which is especially weird since it's only like an hour and 20 something minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it didn't feel long. Like the pacing wasn't bad or anything like that. Maybe it might have went too fast. I feel like if they slowed down, I don't know. But it was very, very messy.
Yeah, I was, see, I say this about some of the movies that I review.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I'm a person who likes a backstory.
Yeah.
I don't per se thought they should have added more time to the movie and made it like a 2-hour movie, because I think that's doing a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe just like, Marvin's backstory, like what he used to do before he became a real estate agent, just to like, set that, and then we can remember that for when we see Rose and like kind of get their story before he started becoming a real estate agent, something to lay down some sort of
there was
previous information.
There's a lot of different storylines going on, because then you have Raven falling in love with his assistant. Just everything's going. There's different things going on at once. You have the Sean Astin, he's not your brother. It's a mess. Other things put in the mat, I'd put Daniel Wu. This was not my favorite Daniel Wu performance by any means.
That was his brother?
Yes. Okay. I thought it was kind of a flat performance from him. I don't think he was really convincing as a bad guy. Yeah. In my opinion. Other thing I put in the meh.
I can agree with that.
The Boba Straw being able to slice and dice. There's just no way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a plastic Boba Straw.
Yeah. I get. See, I know they're sharp on the end because it has to poke through like the plastic of the Boba cut.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, I don't know, because he used it. I don't know. I agree with that. Every time it was used as a weapon, I was like, this man is like, I don't know like what his actual like title was, but he's obviously some sort of like mobster, or like he kind of gives that vibe. You have to have like a gun hidden like in your coat pocket, or another weapon. We can't just keep using the Boba Straw as a weapon. Like a knife in like in your belt, something.
Yeah.
I just thought it was, and I know it played onto him always having his boba, and again, I think that's where that character felt for me as well. So I'm gonna put him. Also, I'm gonna add him to the math. I'm glad you mentioned that, because he
was not a big fan of his character or his acting.
No, I don't. I feel like even maybe one of the other, like the Raven or one of the other fellas could have portrayed a better like.
Bad guy. Yeah, Raven was the best bad guy.
Yeah. I liked his soft spot though.
Yeah. With the poetry and stuff.
He has stunning eyes. I don't know if that's his. I didn't look him up, but I don't know if that's his real eye color or not. But he is stunning.
Yeah.
He's a very good looking fellow. But
continuing with the mad, put the comedy here for the most part. I didn't think enough of it hit for me to put it in the good, other than Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
There was a lot of comedy that unfortunately didn't hit for me. And then my final big meh would be the voiceovers that we hear from Ariana DeBose and Quan, because
like narrating kind of.
Yeah, they're narrating over things, and it really reminded me of Spy Kids, which it works. I haven't
seen that in a long time.
It works for Spy Kids, but like in this, I couldn't stop imagining Spy Kids, and I was like, I don't think it works for this.
Yeah, the one thing,
because this isn't a kids movie. I feel like with the kids movie, the narration helps push what's going on a little more.
It's giving Cat in the Hat.
And this one, it was like, okay, now you're just like holding our hand. Like we don't. That just proves how convoluted and messy this story is.
I see what you mean. Yeah, like the one where they're looking across the strip club or the bar or wherever they're at, and you get to hear like their internal thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we could, if we got a little bit more backstory in the beginning, or even like, I know I hate a switch in like scenery, even like little snippets like throughout the movie, we wouldn't have needed those narrations because it's kind of narrating like their past.
Yeah, it'd be like him in his head, hiding ain't living. Like she said, I need to do that, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah, I think if we would have gotten a little bit more backstory, we wouldn't have needed that narration because we would have known what had happened prior.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I didn't even. I haven't seen Spy Kids in forever, so, like, I didn't really think about it when we were watching it, but I do remember thinking, like, like, not really, and I think they were kind of going for more of the love, romance kind of aspect doing that, because it's, like, their internal thoughts, like, and they're looking at each other and trying, I don't know, but, I put it in the meh, for sure.
Anything else for you in the meh? I think that's it for me.
I think so. I think we got it all.
So whatever the bad, and I only have one thing in the bad. Do you have anything in the bad?
I'll probably agree with whatever you say.
Well, actually,
I'm not sure.
Let me rephrase that.
What you got?
A bad I have on a personal level is, why'd you have to kill off my boy?
Yeah.
That scene was so sad.
I think I rubbed your shoulder or something when he got stabbed in the eye.
I love Sean Astin so much. And
he's so nice. He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, and then Stranger Things did him dirty too, and now this. It's just like...
Yeah.
It's not sitting well with me. But my big bad was actually at the beginning of the movie. And I don't know why it weighs so heavily for me. It doesn't, like, take my score down big by any means. This isn't like a key factor in how I scored this movie. But I hate when Leo Tipton is going around the office and hissing at people.
Yeah.
I hate it. And it just stuck with me. I thought it was dumb.
It's very, I don't even know, like...
immature.
Gen Z of her.
Yeah,
or millennial or whichever one she may be. But, that's just, like... Unfortunately, that is, like, the working class now. That, yeah, I agree. It was very cringy. And I understand, like, her, like, not loving the Valentine's Day. But, yeah, that was.
I liked Leo Tipton for the most part in this movie,
yes.
And I love her in Crazy Stupid Love, but or not Crazy Stupid Love. Is it Crazy Stupid Love? What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
No, it is Crazy Stupid Love, with Steve Carell and Julianne Moore.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in that.
Oh.
She's the babysitter that's falling in love with Steve Carell. But the kid she's babysitting is in love with her. It's a really good movie.
She likes older men.
Yeah, apparently. But I enjoyed her in this one. It's just that scene I did not like.
Yeah.
That's really it for me.
For sure.
This movie wasn't necessarily bad. It wasn't good.
Yeah, it's kind of on the border for me as well. Like, I enjoyed, like, the acting, and I enjoyed the action that we got. Seeing the story takes down the score for me personally. Just because it was a little confusing at sometimes, like, and then at the end, like, that lady comes in and like takes his brother away. It was just like, so, like, who is she?
Yeah, like the Russian stuff.
Yeah, like, who is she?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it was just a messy story.
I thought so too.
It obviously had to deal with the money, but yeah, that's another thing to throw in the mat. Like, just not getting that explained, or at least maybe even the bad. But anyway, we'll hop over to our final thoughts and ratings. What do you want to leave off with Love Hurts, and what do you give it out of 10?
I did enjoy this one. I liked seeing some big names that we haven't seen in a while on in a movie. So I enjoyed seeing that. I liked what we did get, the acting, the action, I mean, that's really it. The comedy landed for me a little bit here and there. But unfortunately, the storyline and how they did that is going to take down some points for me. I'm going to give Love Hurts a 6 out of 10.
For me, I'm just going to go a step below that. I'm just going to go 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
It was a meh film. It wasn't anything good. It wasn't anything bad. I'm not mad I watched it by any means, because there was some entertaining action. But there was also just a messy story behind it that made it hard to really get into the film completely. So, yeah, I'm just going to go middle of the pack, middle of the road.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those movies that you don't love or hate.
Right.
But you don't really know what to do with it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of those, but 'tis early in the year, so.
For sure. That'll do it for Love Hurts. Rosie, thank you for coming on.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all for watching. If you like what you're watching, check out some other videos. Hit the subscribe button or follow the social links down below. Anything is appreciated. And we'll talk to you all soon. Peace.
Peace and love.